Book of Heaven, Volume 15, December 21st, 1922. Privation of Jesus and Pains of the Soul. I felt all afflicted because of the privation of my adorable Jesus. Or rather, I felt tortured. My poor heart agonized and struggled between life and death, and while it seemed to be dying, a mysterious force made it rise again to continue its most bitter agony. Oh, privation of my Jesus, how ruthless and cruel you are! Even death would be an absolute nothing compared to you. After all, death does nothing other than bring one to eternal life, while the privation of Jesus makes life itself run away. But all this was nothing yet. My poor soul, wanting my life, my all, left my body in order to find him at least outside of myself, but in vain. Rather, I found myself within an immensity whose depth, magnitude, and height seemed to have no limit. I fixed my gazes everywhere within that great void. Who knows, I might see him at least from afar, so as to take flight and throw myself into his arms. But it was all in vain. I feared I might fall into that great empty space, and without Jesus, where would I end up? What would happen to me? I trembled, I shouted, I cried, but there was no pity. I would have wanted to go back into my body, but a mysterious force prevented me from doing so. My state was horrible, because my soul, being outside of myself, flung herself toward her God as though toward her center, faster than a stone that when it is thrown up high, falls back again to the center of the earth. It is not the stone's nature to remain suspended, but it looks for the earth as support and rest. In the same way, it is not the soul's nature to go out of herself and not fling herself into the center from which she came. This pain strikes such fright, fears, and heartbreak that I could call it pain of hell. Poor souls without God, how can they endure? What pain must the loss of God be for them? Ah, my Jesus, do not permit that anyone may lose you. Now, as I was in this state so painful, I found myself inside myself, and my sweet Jesus, stretching out one arm, surrounded my neck. Then he made himself seen holding a little girl in his arms, but of an extreme littleness. The little girl was agonizing, and as she seemed to be dying, Jesus now breathed on her, now gave her a little sip, now squeezed her to his heart, and the tiny little one would return to her agony again, but she would neither die nor come out of that mortal state. However, Jesus was all attention. He watched over her, assisted her, sustained her. He would miss not one movement of this dying little girl. I felt all the pains of that poor little one as though reverberating in the depth of my heart, and Jesus, looking at me, told me,
"My daughter, this tiny little girl is your soul. Do you see how much I love you, with how much care I assist you? I keep you alive with sips of my will. My volition makes you smaller. It makes you die and rise again. But do not fear. I will never leave you. My arms will always hold you tightly to my breast."
Thank you for being a part of our community here at Divine Will app. If you enjoy listening to Jesus' lessons on how to live in the divine will, please give this video a thumbs up. Your likes help us reach more souls yearning to live in the kingdom of the divine will. We'd love to hear your thoughts and reflections, so drop a comment below. Your insights not only enrich our community, but also inspire others on their spiritual journey. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel. By joining us, you're helping to spread the news of the kingdom of the divine will, so that together we can bring his kingdom to reign on earth as it is in heaven. In the divine will, always.